Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Now, you may have noticed, or you may not have, but this week I have not uploaded a vlog, and that is because if you can hear from my voice, I have been sick. I also have been very run down, and my camera broke. So we are improvising, and I figured it was time for a little bit of an update. So I asked you on Instagram to ask me a few questions which you would like to know. I have a little bebe here hanging out, so we may have some interruptions, but now's the time to film, you know? So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kirsty. I'm 26. I live in Adelaide with my beautiful little family. I have a little 4-month-old bebe here. I have an almost 2-year-old little girl Harper and my lovely husband Hayden, as well as an Australian Kelpie dog Ziggy. And mainly I just film my life. I do some book videos, I do some mum content, you know, bit of this, bit of that, and I just share my life basically. Really, I am a huge oversharer and I just like to share my life with you guys. So thank you so much for all the support I have been receiving recently. I'm feeling very, very lucky and just really spoilt with the amazing community I have here. So I figured it was time to answer a few questions and just get you guys back up to speed a little bit with some things that have been going on in my life. So my first question was, any more planned renos coming? Love your content. Thank you so much. We honestly will just constantly probably be renovating this house because we don't really like it, but we also can definitely not afford to be buying another house anytime soon in the market. So I think we will just continuously be making improvements to this house for the next 5 or 10 years, I guess, until we pay off this mortgage and buy something else and then rent this out probably and just add as much value to this house as we can. So yeah, there definitely will be. Currently, if you've been paying attention, we have been doing our laundry. That is still not actually complete. We still have to pile the back and get the bench top in, but that's all that needs doing. It's completely functional. But yeah, so our little laundry has been like completely ripped out and like started from scratch and is looking beautiful now. We also are currently doing our backyard and we're getting a cubby house put in for our daughters, technically for Harper's 2nd birthday, but obviously both girls will use it and all of their friends and stuff. So that will be incredible. I'm very excited for that. We then probably want to do like the toilet and the vanity because our vanity is disgusting, and we'll use the same tiles that we got for the laundry in there, and then that will also eventually carry through to our bathroom and we'll renovate the bathroom. We also want to renovate the kitchen. We hate the kitchen. I hate the tiles. I hate the color of it all. It's all like an off blue grey colour. It's disgusting. Honestly, I hate it. So yeah, we'll definitely redo the kitchen at some point. Then we would love to rip up these carpets and put in like a lighter colour. Like this colour is just disgusting. It's so dark and it doesn't go with anything else in our house. However, we'll probably wait till the girls are a little bit older so that they're not just going to get ruined, because the carpets were brand new when we bought the house 3.5 years ago, so they're still in pretty good condition. As well as the floorboards, we'll also just rip them out and get a way nicer, lighter floorboard in. Good timing for my husband to call. Hello, my love.
Hello.
How are you?
Not bad, how are you?
Good, thank you. Okay, I can't remember fully what I was up to, but the camera definitely just moved. I have a 4-month-old as well. When did you start foods? Now, I will not be starting solids anytime soon. Marley is definitely not ready for solids yet. When she's sitting up unassisted and seems ready, I will start her with solids, but currently she's definitely not there. It'll probably be closer to the 6-month mark. We started Harper at 5.5 months because she was sitting really well unassisted and I felt like she was ready. But even then, it was probably a little bit too early because she barely had any, like, didn't really show that much interest. So we just gave her tiny bits every day and took it really slowly, and I'll probably take it quite slowly with Marley as well. So honestly, put no pressure on yourself. The advice I would give is to make sure your child is fully ready and educate yourself. So I would go, and I highly recommend Boob to Food, the Instagram page. She also has a book and a podcast, and I think that is a great place to start. She is a qualified child nutritionist, midwife, a few different qualifications that she has, and I just love her. Luca and I have very similar values and outlooks on things, and I just love her content, and that's whose lead I will be following as far as starting solids. I will do a mix of baby-led weaning and purees. I love doing a mix of both. I find it beneficial in both aspects then as well. So they're learning the fine motor skills with baby-led weaning and also getting the substance that they need through the puree. So, and I'll make my own puree from scratch like I did with Harper. So I hope that answers that question well enough. Favourite part about being a mum to your 2 precious treasures? They definitely are both precious treasures. My favourite part, oh my gosh, I don't even know. I just am so in love with them, and I love seeing the world through their eyes. And like when Harper is happy, she's the biggest joy to be around. My heart explodes, and I love seeing them learn, and I love seeing them interact with each other. Marley just smiles at Harper every time she interacts with her now, and it's so cute. I feel like the age gap, although it's really hectic and really difficult at the moment, I feel like it's going to be just epic the older they get. I feel like they have such a strong connection already, even though they're like so tiny. And just all of it, Hayden and I have always wanted to be young parents. We always wanted a small age gap, and I just think we have nailed exactly what we hoped for our family. Some days are very difficult, but I think it's just going to be so worth it in the long run. Do you find your supply increases having lactation cookies? Honestly, I wouldn't be able to actually tell you because my supply is really good. I have been very lucky both times that I generally just focus on foods that will increase my supply. I focus on high protein, high fat, good carb. I just really prioritize what I'm eating for my children when I'm breastfeeding. I definitely feel like I've never had a supply issue, other than I guess I did feel a little bit emptier these past few days whilst I've been sick, but Marley hasn't suffered, so maybe I haven't been. But I've just really, like, I just feel like if I'm gonna have like a sweet snack, it might as well be something that's gonna like help with my supply. So I'm probably not the right person to ask. Maybe someone who has had supply issues and then, whoa, the lighting is changing so often. I'm so sorry. It's so horrendous to watch. Yeah, maybe someone who has had supply issues and then use lactation cookies might be more helpful, but I just feel like adding ingredients into my diet that would help with supply is never going to do any damage, so I just add those things into my diet every day. Will you go back to work part-time after parental leave? Will you work full-time down the track? Now, this is like a giant question mark in my life every day, and I go back and forth all the time. I will go back to work part-time at some point, probably sooner than I would like to, due to wanting to sustain our livelihood and the life we like to live. We love going out and doing things, and I hate feeling restricted by money, and being on a one income definitely will do that to us. We can survive with Hayden's wage comfortably enough, but definitely not to the extent that we like to live like a very free life. So I probably will have to go back earlier than I initially had planned to at this stage, which is a bummer. My maternity leave pretty much runs out this week, so unless any brands want to start paying me, I will probably be looking into work within a few months' time. I will not plan on going back full-time anytime soon, not until the girls are in school at least. This time is so sacred and so special, and the girls are so young, and I just value this time with them so much that I just could not fathom working full-time. I also don't know how people physically do it, because there's so much to plan, there's so much washing to do, there's so much cleaning to do. If you're out 5 days out of the week, how is any of that getting done? Because I can barely keep up with it as it is, and I'm not working currently. Well, I am working 24/7 with the children, but like, how are people working full-time with young kids? I do not understand. My hat goes off to you, because that is incredible, but I just cannot imagine it, because my life is just like hectic and kids just make so much mess. And I do cloth nappies, so that is an extra thing that needs to be washed every day, and I also pack Harper's food for childcare lunches, so like, we're busy, you know. Tips on 1 to 2 transition. Honestly, we are just kind of surviving. As you can hear, I'm very run down right now, and that is purely because I have 2 children. It is a lot, I'm not gonna lie, and at the moment it's seeming harder. Harper is at a stage where she is extremely clingy towards me specifically, and Marley relies on me to feed, and I feed her to sleep, so she relies on me heavily, and Harper just wants me. And it's really, really hard on both Hayden and I, because like, she loves Hayden just as much, but I'm like Harper does, but I'm definitely her safe space. And so if she's upset, she comes to me. If she wants a cuddle, she comes to me. If she just is crying, she comes to me. If I'm cooking, she wants to be in the kitchen cooking with me. So I either have like one or both kids, and Hayden either has like one or none. So it's really, really tricky at the moment, and the resentment can build really quickly, and it's really hard some days, I'm not gonna lie. But good outweighs the bad, and I'm so happy with the age gap, and I think it's only gonna get better as they get older and they can play together. I know we'll then face different challenges with like fighting and, you know, other things, but I do feel like the age gap is going to benefit us in the long run, even if it's really hard at the moment. I feel like the only thing I could really say to like prep for 2 is just communicate really well with your partner. It definitely becomes harder again before it becomes easier with your partner. I feel like Hayden and I had the same stage when Harper was born, that like for a few weeks there we were a bit like, oh, just not communicating well enough, and when you're getting no sleep, it's extra hard. I'm currently getting no sleep, so I definitely struggle to communicate sometimes, and it's something that I'm working on and that we are working on as a couple. And just ask for help when you need it, accept it, and just don't be too hard on yourself, because some days you're gonna get literally nothing done, and other days you'll feel so successful and you'll have the best day ever. So I wish I could give more advice, but depending on the age gap, everyone's gonna have different challenges. Depending on your parenting styles, you're gonna have different challenges. Depending on your sleep situations with your She just did a giant poo. Are you doing more? She's squeezing. Depending on your parenting style, depending on your sleep situation with your first will make a huge difference as well. Harper, we're very lucky. She sleeps 12 hours in her cot. She's very happy. But, you know, a lot of people are doing very different things with sleep, whatever age you're introducing another baby. I would just say, make sure you give your first baby a lot of attention still. Get some colouring, like depending on what your kid is interested in, make sure you've got plenty of that when you are feeding the newborn. Because quite often Harper wants to come and cuddle whilst I'm feeding Marley, which is great. But sometimes she also just wants to create chaos. And so I have Play-Doh out, or I have colouring out, or I have books to read. I always make sure before I sit down and feed Marley, I have things to entertain Harper. And yeah, it's pretty much the only things I can really think of. That is also going to be like all of the questions I answer because I've been talking forever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little catch up, chit chat, discussion, whatever you want to call it. I love talking to you guys. I love connecting with you guys. I am always happy to answer any questions. As I've said, I am a complete open book pretty much. So if there's any other questions you have, feel free to comment them down below or DM me. I always am happy to chat in my DM. And I will speak to you in my next video, which will be very, very soon. Bye.